Alright guys, I'm back with my review of this week's TNA Impact Wrestling for October 31st, 2013, the big Halloween edition of Impact. And it starts off with Dixie Carter. Oh, Lord. So Dixie comes out, and she says that AJ is not her world champion. She doesn't consider AJ her world champion. He can go do whatever the hell he wants to do. And instead, she's going to start an 8-man tournament to declare the new world champion. Now, I'm not one to compare companies. I hate comparing wrestling companies. WWE is completely different from TNA. TNA is different from Ring of Honor, so I try not to compare them. I don't like to say, oh, this one's better than this one. I look at them all individually. That way I'm not biased. But I have to say that this is, let's just be honest, if you're a fan of TNA, you have to admit this is a complete ripoff of the CM Punk angle. They're even doing the tournament gimmick. So it is a ripoff. Do I really care that much? No. It doesn't really bother me that they ripped it off, but it bothers me that people won't admit that they ripped it off. I mean, just admit it and be done with it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Everything's copied in wrestling, but this is a ripoff angle. So she brings out the 8 guys, or the 7 guys, that are going to be in the tournament. And it's James Storm, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Aries, Sabin. Is that 7 guys? I don't even know. I'm sure you can look this up. And she says that there's going to be a gauntlet match later on to determine who the 8th man is going to be. And Bully Ray comes out, says he should be in the tournament, but Dixie says, you don't deserve to be in the tournament because you're the reason all of this happened. If you could have beat AJ Styles, we wouldn't need to do a tournament in the first place. So yeah, I think the tournament could be interesting. It's going to happen over the next few weeks. The gauntlet match is tonight to determine who the 8th man is going to be. It was really funny when Dixie brought out the 8 guys who are going to be in the tournament, and each one of them got like this little promo video. So when she said James Storm, a video popped up that said, James Storm, one-time World Heavyweight Champion. I just thought that was kind of funny, but that's really going to bother me, so I'm going to try one more time. Storm, Joe, Angle, Hardy, Aries, Sabin. Oh my God, who else is in this friggin' tournament? That's really going to drive me nuts. Okay, there's Hardy. Bobby Roode. Fuck, I forgot Bobby Roode. So, those are your 7 competitors so far. Okay, so Mr. Anderson runs out and attacks Bully Ray. And security takes Anderson out of the building, and they got him handcuffed, and Bully Ray attacks him outside. And security just leaves. They basically say, to hell with this. And then Bully Ray beats Anderson with the chain while he's handcuffed and says, stay away. Then we get a shitty Garrett Bischoff video talking about Ken Anderson. And then we get Gunner and James Storm versus the Bromans. And the Bromans have new music. Before they were using that lame dance music that Rob Terry would play whenever he started to feel the music and dance. That didn't last long. I knew it wouldn't. So the Bromans have new music. I think it's terrible. But the match was actually pretty good. For a Bromans Gunner James Storm match, it was good. And Storm goes to suplex Jesse in. Robbie E holds his leg, so Jesse falls on top of James Storm and gets the win. But yeah, this was actually a decent match here. Dixie Carter tells Sting that for tonight only, she's going to lift that ban where he can no longer go after the world title. So she's going to lift that ban and he can participate in the gauntlet match. And in fact, she's going to put him out there first. So it's more like a punishment, really. But then we see Bad Influence, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. They're dressed as Sherlock Holmes. And they're on the hunt for the on-again, off-again Monster Abyss. And I actually thought this was pretty funny stuff. And then we see EC3, Ethan Carter III, squash Norv Furnham, whatever his name is, with the headlock driver. And I actually don't mind EC3, but my question is, why isn't he in the world title tournament? I mean, he's related to Dixie Carter. Shouldn't he be getting a bigger push? Alright, so we see Bobby Roode talking to the doctor about Kurt Angle's injury. and if he's going to be medically able to compete later. And then we see Bad Influence. They're still acting like Sherlock Holmes. They're questioning ODB about Abyss. And Eric Young comes up and says, it's Halloween. This is the time when monsters like to come out, or something like that. And now it's the Gauntlet match. I'm actually in the middle of the match right now. And so far we have Bad Influence, Sting, Manic, Eric Young, and Nuxie competing in this Gauntlet match, which is really just a Royal Rumble. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm a huge mark for Royal Rumble, so I always like these gimmick matches. But one thing I thought was interesting was Taz talking about Eric Young and saying, do you really want Eric Young to be the hood ornament for this company? And it's so obvious that Taz watches WWE. Alright, so Magnus is the guy who wins the Gauntlet match. He eliminates Sting, his partner in the main event Mafia, so they hype that up like it's a big deal. But I think Magnus is the right guy to go over here. The tournament consists of former world champions, so Magnus is the only guy in the tournament who's not a former world champion. But TNA clearly has plans for Magnus. And he is one of the younger guys, so I was fine with this. But I'm still wondering why EC3 is not in the tournament, storyline-wise. It would be very easy for Dixie Carter to give him a bye or give him something really easy to do to get into the tournament. And he obviously wouldn't deserve it because he's only defeated guys like Dewey Barnes and Norv Furnham. So this would be a great way to get him some instant heat. He's in the tournament, he doesn't belong there, but he's kicking ass. I mean, you're going to have to push the guy eventually. This jobber thing never works out. So, what happens next? Then we get ODB versus Gail Kim. I liked this match. I thought it was pretty good, but am I the only one who almost saw Gail Kim's vagina here? And what was the finish to this match? Lady Tapa gets on the apron, distracts the ref, and Gail Kim wins with a roll-up on ODB. Kazarian and Christopher Daniels come out dressed as Sherlock Holmes, and they bring out a pumpkin, compare it to Abyss. This was terrible. This is probably the worst thing these two have done since they've formed Bad Influence, I'd say. It was really bad. Taz was talking about how bad it was on commentary. And this leads to Eric Young coming out dressed as Joseph Park. He tells them that the big guy sends a message. And he starts attacking them. And of course it's 2-on-1, so they kick his ass. And then Abyss comes out. He got a pretty decent pop, I'd say, but he lays him out. And Christopher Daniels could have easily just ran away here, but Taz even said, just run. But he doesn't run away. Abyss lays him out with the Black Hole Slam, and then he helps Eric Young up. So it was exactly what they did at Bound for Glory. Exactly. And Dixie Carter has this Wheel of Dixie, which has all these stipulations on it. And first up is Jeff Hardy and Chris Sabin. So she spins the wheel, and it lands on Full Metal Mayhem. So next week, when they start this 8-man tournament, it's going to be Hardy versus Sabin in a Full Metal Mayhem match. That should be pretty good. But during the segment, they never announced the freaking stipulation. The only reason I know what it is because TNA tells us. But Dixie spins the wheel and never says, oh, you guys get Full Metal Mayhem. She never tells us. It's Bobby Roode versus Kurt Angle. And I don't know why they keep hyping up this cartilage in his knee problem when clearly it's something wrong with his brain. I mean, that's what knocked him out of Bound for Glory. It had nothing to do with the cartilage in his knee. That is not why he lost consciousness at Bound for Glory. And once again, it happens here. Good match. Crowd was really into this. Roode is on the top. Angle runs up and throws him off. And he covers Roode, but Roode kicks out. And Angle just dies. He's just laying there. But this was very well done. Kurt Angle was phenomenal, acting like he was just all fucked up. It was very believable to me. But yeah, that's how the show ended. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know what the storyline is supposed to be, that Kurt Angle is... He's got some type of condition. He's too old. I have no idea where this goes. But I thought what they did tonight was very well done. The show overall, I thought it was a decent show. this was a Halloween show, and they probably knew a lot of people were going to be out for the holiday and wouldn't be watching, but they still put together a pretty good show here. So I enjoyed this week's episode. But anyways, that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching.